We are Anka. Stay tuned for updated real news.
Hello Anka Daily News viewers. In today's report, we'll share the details of a shocking development that took place in the shadow of war with you all. The ongoing conflicts in Ukraine are causing major upheavals, not only on the front lines, but also behind the front lines. A recent incident brought to light a notable attack targeting both the Russian army's logistical infrastructure and the production chain in the occupied regions. Ukraine's moves against the Russian military presence in the occupied regions are becoming increasingly strategic. Now, not only military targets on the front lines, but also industrial facilities critical to sustaining the war are being targeted. This means that the hot front of the war is increasingly expanding into industrial areas, production lines, and supply centers. The latest development has revealed just how deep this strategic targeting has become. Today, we'll focus on the background of a very important development in the occupied city of Melitopol, a fire that broke out at a facility located at the heart of the city, which plays a critical role in the Russian army's industrial supply chain, caused a major shock not only for the local population, but also for Russia's war strategy. Was this fire a random incident, or was it the result of Ukraine's increasingly sophisticated military plans? Additionally, our analysis will cover topics such as the cause of the fire, the damage it caused, and Russia's response to the incident. Which production processes at the facility were halted? How did this fire impact production capacity in the occupied regions? And most importantly, what was the psychological impact of this attack on Melitopol? Let's take a closer look together. Before moving on to our report, here's a quick reminder. As the Anka Daily News team, we are completely 100% real. Neither me nor any of my colleagues are artificial intelligence. Even though AI has advanced greatly, it's still not as good as us. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our daily reports and explanations. We do read all the comments you leave on our videos, so please continue to share your ideas on our content in the comments. Let us know what kind of content you would like to see on the Anka Daily News channel. And now let us begin if you're ready. Anka Daily News reports. A missile attack that took place yesterday evening in the occupied city of Melitopol in southern Ukraine caused widespread panic in the city. The target was the Melitopol State Enterprise Gidromash facility located in the city's industrial zone and used by Russian forces since the early months of the war. According to information from local sources and military analysts close to Ukrainian intelligence, the attack is highly significant both militarily and symbolically. The Gidromash facility is a production center known for its heavy industry production since the Soviet era, specializing in precision steel casting, high-pressure aluminium parts production, and the manufacture of various casting machines. However, the facility, which has been seized by Russian forces over the past 2 years, has also begun to be used for military purposes. According to satellite images and open-source intelligence analysis, some parts of the facility were being actively used for the casting of armored vehicle parts, ammunition molds, and the production of various military equipment. In particular, the area targeted by Ukrainian missiles is believed to be a casting workshop used for military purposes. The attack took place at around 8:47 p.m. local time. The flash rising into the sky from the south of the city quickly caused sirens to sound throughout the city. This was followed by a tremor lasting a few seconds and then rising black smoke. Eyewitnesses reported that secondary explosions took place for several minutes after the initial explosion, indicating that there may have been ammunition or flammable materials inside the facility. Following the attack, the so-called administration of Melitopol, appointed by Russia, used the term terrorist attack in its initial statement on the incident, but images from the scene show that a large part of the facility has been rendered unusable. Videos shared on local Telegram channels show foundries engulfed in flames, collapsed roofs, and the helplessness of Russian firefighters trying to extinguish the blaze. According to Ukrainian sources, the attack was part of a planned operation targeting Russian military logistics in the region. Sources close to the Kyiv administration indicate that the attack may have been carried out using HIMARS systems, with the selection of such targets aimed at both causing physical damage and exerting psychological pressure. According to experts, the strike on the Gidromash facility is critical in several respects. First, this facility is not just a manufacturing plant. It is also considered to be one of the most important logistical support points for the occupying forces in Melitopol. The parts produced here were sent to repair workshops in other occupied areas and used to repair equipment used on the front lines. This attack could directly disrupt this process. In a statement following the attack, the Russian Ministry of Defense said, "As a result of this treacherous attack carried out by the Ukrainian armed forces, civilian infrastructure has been damaged. Among the dead and wounded are factory workers." However, the information provided in this statement has not been verified by independent sources. On the other hand, pro-Kremlin media outlets are trying to turn the attack into propaganda material against the international community, claiming that the attack targeted not only the production facility, but also the civilian population. However, experts say that the area that was hit is a section where military production takes place and that the attack can be considered a legitimate target under international war law. In occupied areas such as Melitopol, such attacks by Ukraine have not only physical but also significant psychological effects. Especially for the local population living under occupation, these attacks have become a source of hope that the Ukrainian army is still monitoring the region and trying to prevent the permanence of the occupation by targeting strategic points. After the attack, it was reported that some shops in the city closed their shutters. People formed long lines at markets and many tried to leave the city. There were short-term interruptions in the city's electricity and water infrastructure. In addition, security measures were increased at the Melitopol train station after the attack, and Russian forces declared a curfew in some areas. Although Ukrainian officials have not made a direct official statement, indirect statements made after the attack conveyed the message that Russian military infrastructure in the occupied territories could be targeted at any moment. These statements show that Ukraine still has a strong capacity for intelligence and targeting in the occupied territories. Furthermore, this attack is seen as part of the same strategy as the precision strikes Ukraine previously carried out in the Zaporizhia and Donetsk regions. The strike on The strike on Gidromash is viewed as an important move to disrupt the production chain behind the front lines, reducing the occupying forces' combat capacity and weakening the sustainability of the occupation. The strike on the Gidromash facility demonstrates Ukraine's superior intelligence and coordination capabilities in the region, both symbolically and operationally. From Russia's perspective, this attack highlights the vulnerability of infrastructure in the occupied territories and the fragility of its control over the population. What do you think? Do you believe Russia will retaliate in response to these attacks? Share your thoughts in the comments. We read and care about your points of view.